Welcome to the freewheeling cavalcade of circular motion, thus defined by the octagon table of double-wide mental introspection and dedicated utilitarian outward thinking in defense of zero content. Translation: we ain't got nothing. Oh, hey folks, dude here, yet again, another iteration of Dude After Dark. Hopefully everything's working on your side of the equation, and it does look like it is working. Small format, unfortunately. I'm dropping crap. I'm dropping stuff. All right, stay. Be good. Binky's flopping over. Anyway, way, shape, or form, we find ourselves doing yet again an iteration of Dude After Dark. Good stuff like that there. I do actually need to change the thumbnail, so I'll fix that in a little while. Okay. Kind of one of those annoying behind-the-scene administrative things, but it is what it is, okay? Unfortunately, I forgot to change the thumbnail. Yipes. Anyway, so is what it is. I'm going to now verify that we are currently doing stuff the way we should be doing stuff, and it is working on YouTube. I'm currently rocking the phone, the doppelganger for my, daily driver, Note 9. Translation to Note 9 is the daily driver, the old Note 9. I'm going to pull back the curtain a little bit here. I do not like fold-over flip phones, call them what you wills. This is what's known in the business as a phablet. So it is a really good-sized phone. As a matter of fact, in some of the pants that I wear, it's literally almost like poking out the top of the pocket because it's fairly long. In terms of screen size, it is, I don't know if I would say it's optimal, but it's pretty good. I mean, I know they have like newer phones and they don't have nearly the picture frame, quote unquote bezel. They really are like a full length screen, and there's under the screen technology, the camera actually looks through the screen as opposed to having a little camera cutout like this. You can just barely see the little dots there. So what that is an UV IR, or it's an IR sensor, and basically it's a light projector, and it's an IR sensor to go, yep, this guy's looking at the camera. And the other thing too is also you actually have the camera. Conversely, there is a little itty bitty, I don't know if you can really see with the detail on the the selfie cam, but there's a little speaker slit there, and obviously there's other camera sensors and what have you. Now, technically, I know I've gone over this thing a bazillion times, but Martina Sasquatch, appreciate you coming on by, dude. I know I've gone over this thing as a bazillion times, but for all the newer, just edge of the envelope, 13, 17, 18, ridiculous amounts of phone pricing, what have you, this thing still kind of holds its own. I mean, I know it's an older phone, but the Note 9, kind of really, they put that thing out of the park. I mean, it actually does have a stylus on board, and it is a stylus with, I don't know if you guys can see it, but that itty bitty button there, it is a stylus with a remote control. So literally you can basically click it a couple times and change the functions, turns on the camera, does other things. And obviously there's some other technology they have on board with these things that really kind of was pretty edge of the envelope. It does actually have that little sensor right there, can read your heart rate. It actually has an eye sensor, so you can unlock it with your eye. Kind of cool tech. I mean, I know they got the face recognition now and what have you and all the rest of that stuff, but still, I can't really give this thing up. And the folding phones, you even think of doing that, it's scrapped. Now, the outside screen is Gorilla Glass, or, what are the Gorilla Glass 10s, or, whatever they call that one nowadays. I just run a screen protector, okay? I usually get the cheap screen protectors off of eBay. And if I break them, I don't cry. As a matter of fact, the daily driver, it won't show on camera, but it does have a crack on it. I'm not going to cry. It literally is one of those things where if it gets too busted up and it gets tired, I just peel it off, chuck it, stick another one on. But I picked up this phone. There's a vendor on eBay, and they actually have a website too. and they give me a really good price. So I picked up a 512 phone, put a 512 card in it. So it's literally a 1T phone. I think with the actual breakdown of, formatting and partitioning and everything, I get like 960, 970 gigs. Still, it's a 1T smartphone. Really, 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 it's a 1T smartphone for under $400. I literally built this phone for about 300 and change. So it's a 512 phone with a 512 card. It's a 1T smartphone. I really haven't found anything that's coming out right now that really makes me go, oh, I got to get this new what's it, and it's so amazing, and da 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 da. I'm sorry, I'm just not going to jump on that bandwagon of the folding phones are so cool because you go, Kirk style, pop it open, like on the Star Trek, and you got a full face screen, but then it folds down to something, half the size in your pocket. I'm just not going to do that because technologically, folding screens, they ain't there yet, all right? This thing, I can rail on this thing all day long. Literally, it's a Gorilla Glass with another tempered glass on top. So if this breaks, that doesn't break. Not even cracking it, okay? Now I know I'm using, hand on phone, but there's been a million times where I'm pissed off at something. I'm like, ah! And it doesn't break. So, also the other thing too is also all that built-in AI stuff. Not a fan. The only AI I encounter with this phone is technically when I log into Google and I go, hey Google, tell me about the blah blah blah. It goes, oh, here's the AI synopsis and this, that, and the other thing. And I'm like, no. Just give me the links. I don't need you to break it down going, I'm so smart because I'm the Google AI. You have to listen to all this blather I have. Not impressed, okay? It really is like stick in the eye. Thanks, sound guy. I haven't found a good and worthy replacement for this thing yet. Even though Mrs. Dude got the S24 Ultra, which is just like ridiculous. It's really a really heavy phone. Does it do that much more than this? It's still a phone, and it still does online technology, and it still runs apps. And Mrs. Dude is infamous. You look at her phone, and there's a line of icons as it's running like 20, 30 programs at once, and the phone's just going, okay, I'm a little busy here, but I got this. If I tried to do that with this one, it would be like, oh, no, stop, please, mommy. Yeah, but anyway, so for my intents and purposes, as a working, usable daily driver, still haven't found a worthy replacement yet. And these things really, truly still stack up pretty well, and they're cheap. You can buy them used in really good condition, new in the box for about $200. So, not going to cry. Okay, some of the eBay vendors, it's so rarefied. It's made out of gold. You have to spend $370 because it's brand new in the box. No, I get this thing refurbished. And if anybody wants to know the vendor, I'll tell you the vendor. But unfortunately, I don't think he does Note 9s anymore because now it's shifted to, too old. Still, daily driver, good stuff. Let's see. In the room, scrolly. Let's see what we got going on here. Martina Sasquatch, I need a plug-and-play SD card reader, but my S25 is going to get a 3.5 TB external archive via four cards. Okay, I don't know if you've seen those or not, Martina Sasquatch, but they literally have these units out, and of course this is just a generic thumb drive, but they literally have these units out where it's a USB-A on one side. So basically, like standard laptop, computer, what have you. So it's a standard laptop plug, A plug on one side. On the other side is a C, and it literally is a good size, thumb drive. You then plug into your phone and drag the files off, and then you plug this into your computer and drag the files off. Now, the biggest problem, of course, I have with the newer phones, also, that is something that's glaringly apparent with all the new stuff. There's very few phones that still have, an SD card. Where's this on this one? Actually, I got to take the case off to show the SD card slot. But it does have a SIM card shared with an SD card slot, which is where the 512 card lives. And it has a 3.5 headphone jack. That's kind of a deal breaker for me, man. I really, truly don't like the idea of excessive radiological stuff going on around me and too much EM emissions and what have you. That's the reason why I never, ever, ever, ever use earbuds. The only earbuds that I ever use, oh yeah, they're wired. These one, of course, being my, classic old school noise canceling Sony's much beloved units. I mean, these things are epic on air flights. They are so cool. But I know there's newer technology, but it's funny because people tend to go, oh yeah, I lost an earbud. That's why I got the wired one. You're kind of going roundy round, dude. I mean, if you basically had a wired earbud in the first place, you wouldn't have had one pop out and go, oh no, it's down the sewer drain. It would have been just something going, just like swinging around. Easy peasy. Let's see. In the room. Patriot Fever still topside. No pop snaps, near misses lately. Jeez. Yeah. Unfortunately on that one, man, we lost a good guy. And I really, truly don't want to get too much into the Charlie Kirk thing, but oh my stars, there is so many news stories. Those people going, I was just letting you know my feelings. I have feelings. How can people not go on about my feelings? I had feelings. I felt joy. Oh, how could you really have a problem with me having feelings? Well, seems that their employers said, you're fucking fired, Bob! Oh my. Yeah, it seems they had a slight problem with you taking vicarious joy in the untimely demise of somebody who is really not all that infamous in terms of people just going, oh, this guy, this blanking guy, he's just really one of those people that just really, truly should have it coming to him. I mean, let's just break it down essentially what's going on here. The biggest problem that the opposing side had to Charlie Kirk was, well, first and foremost, the guy was scary, encyclopedic knowledgeable about all things. 2, he was very good at debating. 3, he would rip the guys with the opposing views to shreds. 4, nicely, politely, really, truly calling them and all that their belief structure belongs to really not good juju, bad, effect and horrible execution. And man, I got to tell you what, it was absolutely hilarious to watch some of those videos. These guys walk up and they're like, well, this, that, and the other thing. It's like, okay, are you talking about the blah, blah, blah or the blah, blah, blah? It's like, well, I'm just, he's like, no, don't look at your phone. Look me in the eye and tell me what you think. Yeah, so those guys really, truly just came around and find out. They came and meowed around and really found out. So I mean, the best that they could say to the guy was, you. Yeah, that's really all they had to say to him was pretty much, blank on you and you eat blah, blah, blah. And, S hit this and F bomb that. And that's really all they truly had to have. Oh, man. Sad, tragic loss. But if nothing else, energized a whole bunch of people that really weren't that much into him in the first place. But, they have really reaped the whirlwind on this one. It is not going to be good for them in the long run. Speaking of somebody else that discovered the hardcore of you really truly shouldn't just screw around too much because fatality. No, it's not fatality, sound guy. Okay, stop. Okay, we're talking about false runs by companies thinking that redoing everything and okay, there may have been a little bit of that involved. But anyway, we're talking yet again, about Cracker Barrel. I really, truly don't need to go to Cracker Barrel, okay? Because really, it's just... around and find out. Okay, they meowed around and really found out. So FAFO, hardcore, full on, and probably shouldn't have done it that way. I got a bit of a hay fever thing. That's why I keep messing with my nose. Sorry. But anyway, Cracker Barrel at Cracker Barrel. You've shared your voices in recent weeks, not just on our logo, but also on our restaurants. Why? Because they suck. We've continued. We're continuing to listen. Jackasses, if you were listening in the first place, you wouldn't have played these stupid games. FAFO. Today we're suspending our remodels. Okay, you got a lot of really bad free press, and it wasn't even really good free press. It was everybody going, oh, this place sucks now. The food's not good, and the place looks lame. It's bland. We're not into it. If your restaurant hasn't been remodeled, you don't need to worry. It won't be. Well, why don't you put back the ones that you screwed around with? Put them back the way they were. That's what everybody came to. They basically wanted to come to an old country store, have an okay meal, and have the experience without you guys going, no, 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 no. We need to put a new rebranding on it. Ugh. With our recent announcement that our quote-unquote old-timer logo will remain, along with a bigger focus in the kitchen and on your plate, we hope that today's step reinforces that we hear you. Learn more. crackerbarrel.com/all the more. No, everybody is pretty much saying we're not interested. Your DEI run kind of style of just suck. We're not into, we're not buying, and furthermore, we really truly didn't think you needed to change squat. The reason why people stopped going to your restaurants was, oh yeah, your food got bad. Nobody wants a freeze biscuit the next day after bouncing around in the kitchen and being reheated at the time. Yuck. Patron fever. In fairness to many, people memorized Cracker Barrel recipes and started making the same thing at home. I mean, a friend told me that. That's good stuff like that there. Excuse me one second. That is classic goodness right there. Oh, man. Martina Sasquatch in my best frog voice. Le Bigouf. Oh, man. That's just fun stuff there. So, yeah, essentially, their food declined. They tried to tweak everything up and try to make it, quote unquote, air quotes, semicolon, hashtag, call it what you will, better. And the only thing they really truly did was yeah, I mean the only thing you can really say about that one is
You.
yeah, meow you. Not into it. Not into it at all. So let's see. Scrolly. I really truly don't want to get into that poor Ukrainian girl, but the guy really should be charged for a hate crime. I mean, he basically walked up and was like, "Oh, stick. Oh yeah, got the white girl." It's like, dude, that's racially motivated. You just basically stated clearly, you are it. Yeesh, yeesh. Wow. Scrolly. Scroll. Hang on a second. I got a bunch of stuff here. Scrolly. I got way too many Charlie Kirk posts here going on. Ben Shapiro says he'll be stepping up. That's gonna be really cool. He is a scary, smart dude who can really throw out the information really, really good. Just give me 1 second here. Yeah, he's definitely going to be, if not, I wouldn't ever say that he'd be a replacement for Charlie Kirk, but he will be a very good standby. Okay, let's just express it like that. He'll be a very good standby for Charlie Kirk doing his shtick on these college campuses. And I would tend to think at this case in point, the bit about doing it outside venues, I would think that's probably unfortunately past. However, if they increase security to the point where there was like drone overwatch and possibly counter snipers, I would tend to think that this crap would definitely stop. If you have Mr. Sniper going out and try to do something and he gets like, unceremoniously ended, I'm trying to use YouTube friendly words here, but if Mr. Sniper gets, unceremoniously ended before he can actually unalive somebody, I would tend to think that that guy would probably be an example for all the other guys to go, you know what? This is a good career decision. I'm not even going to get a good run at it because, well, I'm just going to get unceremoniously kapopped, and, it's not even going to work out for me in the end run because, well, now, in a perfect world, you wouldn't even hear all the ow, 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 ows. It would just be done deal. Just done. So, in frustration, what would he do? I'm thinking that sound effect might actually stay in rotation because it's fun, okay? It's just fun. I don't know so much about I got this sound guy. I don't know so much about this one.
You're fucking fired, Bob! Oh my.
Okay, I'm thinking with some mild trimming, that one could work. Some mild trimming. I'm going to lose the part about, the meow and clean it up a little bit and kind of tighten it up a little bit more, but it's got potential, okay? It's got potential. This one now. That one's creme de la creme. That one's one of Sound Guy's better ones. Creme de la creme. Let's see. I'm really trying not to read so many of these Charlie Kirk posts that I have because it's just for a while, like about a day or two, I was just ripping and running and just posting up all manner of stuff. I will go on about like some of the people that have basically been cheering it on, and it's not really messing around right now. So this is like a Twitter post. This is actually somebody with the blue check mark. So it's Cassandra McDonald. I've never heard of this person. So at Cassandra Rules. Quote, one of my daughter's coaches just got fired for posting celebrating Charlie's assassination. I got to be really careful about that one. Just got off the phone with the owner of the place and said he's been getting calls since 4 a.m. by people pissed off and demanding his head. The right actually isn't F-chucking around anymore. No, they're not. They're really, truly not. Supposedly, somebody, and I don't know who in the infamous nature of stupidity thought this would be a good idea and it would slip past the guy. Excuse me 1 second. Oh man, this is beyond idiotic. So this person on Twitter, Beth Ayers, quote, I just know if Hitler would have DI'd in 2025, y'all would pull the I'm not a Nazi and I didn't agree with his views, but he was a human being, end quote. Y'all are sick. Rest in urine. I'm not using a P word. Rest in urine, Charlie Kirk. Elon Musk with the blue check mark. This person is not currently employed by Tesla. So Beth Ayers, who worked as a data analyst at Tesla, was positively, how would you, hang on a second. I got this one, Sound Guy. She got a bad case of just more than a little bit of, yeah, I think when Elon Musk saw that, he was like, oh, hell no. Okay, I don't know about that point, but he definitely saw that person and gave them the big dump and, yeah, so they got hit canned. Let's see. Was there anything else that they did to her? Yeah. she got tossed. Okay, so she unceremoniously got tossed. If you piss off the guy that owns the company, you're probably not going to last. You're probably not going to last. Um, scrolly. This one's kind of cool. This is an AI generated image, unfortunately, but uh, I see that somebody posted this one up as a meme, and it's basically, a bronze statue, AI generated, and it said there should be statues of Charlie Kirk at every college in America. Well, that's not that controversial. I could see that actually being something that actually inspire some people. Of course, you'd always have the douchebags going, "Oh no, I have to paint this because I so disagree with his, XYZ statements and blah blah blah, whatever." Scrolly. This was very, very interesting that somebody had created a website that was outing everybody that was doing this, celebratory kind of crap. They hacked it. They couldn't let us stand. So they hacked the website and crashed it. Well, that doesn't mean that it's gone away. And I've bounced this off other people, and this is probably true. Remember that statement that I've always made? You never, ever, 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 ever post anything online or on some kind of web page because there is no delete button on the internet. So, when you put that stuff on there and you think it's deleted,
I'm trying to think, but nothing happens.
no. Sound guy, what are you even saying? Anyway, so it could be said you thought it was gone. It's there someplace. Somebody grabbed a screen grab. It's in the archives. It's in the server. There is something that's right in the.
Oh, you touch my.
Okay, this is the kind of stuff I have to live with, folks. Okay. Sound guy, stop. Okay, stop with the tra-la-la and anything that you're touching. Okay.
He's dead, Jeff.
Okay, whatever. Anyway, so yeah, touching tra-la-la and all the what? I mean, what else could you possibly say about that situation? But if you do these kind of things and you get found out.
Sarah Connor?
Yes.
You
Okay, well, anyway, if you play these games, you play these games.
Surprise, motherfucker. Fuck you, asshole.
Okay, sound guy, stop. Man, he gets into the F-bomb file. Okay, it's safe. That was not me saying that, okay? That was other guys. Jeez. Sound guy, stop. Wow, at least we're in the middle part of the show. We're not in like the first 30 seconds where everybody's going, hey, my kid didn't need to hear that. No, I'm sure your kid probably didn't need to hear that. Wow. Oh, yeah, I'm sure it was. Yeah, mommy was like, no. Yeah, that was not needing to be said. Okay, jeez. Anyway, so it's been going on, the count of people that have lost their jobs and the screaming Mimeites who have been caught in the process with their pants down going, I was just making a statement. It's my feelings. This, that, and the other thing. Dude, if you're going to say it, own it, because that is your words. You stand behind them because you put it out there in public forum to go, I'm going to say something idiotic. I'm going to say these things. Yeah, you put it out there, dumbass. You put it out there.
Snoo!
No, sound guy. No, it's not Snoo.
Death! By Snoo! No!
You're despicable.
Okay, you put it out there, all right? Jeez.
Snoo!
You're
Snoo!
There's Snoo. Okay, thanks, sound guy. Jeez. There's Snoo. Scroll. So essentially, you know, the website was up. It got hacked. It's now down. That stuff's archived somewhere. I don't care what these guys think they did. I guarantee you, somebody archived that website. I guarantee you. If not, it's going to be back up. And I really could say the name, but you know what? I'm just going to put the name in the room, okay? And you guys can figure it out. Hang on one second here. So I'll put it in the room, and you guys can look at it. Hopefully it's back up. But if it isn't, I'm not going to cry. So that's the room, okay? Of course, I really can't say it on YouTube because YouTube will go, "Oh, no, you said something that we don't like." Yeah, it'll be death by... Yeah. So, if I put it up on YouTube, they'll go...
You're despicable.
Oh, they'll say... Okay, actually, they'll say, "You're despicable." Yeah, okay, thanks. Anyway, so that's the website. I don't even know if it's up again or not, but hang on a second here. Let me just do one quick search. No, the site's still down, but the site was up. Yeah, exactly, Patriot Fever. That's exactly what the situation is. You know, blanking YouTube. Yeah, blanking YouTube. Blanking YouTube. Sound guy. Yeah, it's really bull meow. Okay. Okay. Anyway, let's keep it G-rated, sound guy. G-rated, okay? Okay. Back to the Future bull splat. Okay, thank you. Oh man, yeah, Martinez Sasquatch. The "you got me fired" videos have been absolutely, I wouldn't say comic gold, but I would say that they are absolutely just Schadenfreude, absolute Schadenfreude time. Oh, my stars and garters! Some of these videos where they're trying to defend the indefensible. Wow, I mean, just wow. How do you say, well, you know, this guy, I'm happy that he found himself in blah, blah, blah situation, and then you defend it? I'm sorry, you probably pretty much can't. Nice try, but anytime that you tried that stuff and it didn't work, you could say,
But I pooped from there.
I don't know if I would say it like that, sound guy. I wouldn't, no. I'd say probably they have,
Sounds like somebody's got a case of the...
Okay, yeah, they definitely have a case of the rams, all right? Definitely, yeah.
But I pooped from there.
Yeah, they definitely have a case of the rams and poop from theirs. Wow. Anyway. Flop on the ground.
And thing sucks!
Oh, all right. Anyway, Patriot Fever tries simulcast to Crumble. I could. You know, the thing is, okay, anytime that you're doing an online podcast, you need to have a device literally augmented to there. So, like, literally what I used to do is I used to have a simulcast podcast, and I used to do it on Facebook, and I used to do it on YouTube. So, literally, I would have my home computer and the new old laptop, not the not the new old laptop, but the new old laptop, and not the old new laptop. Or yeah, it was the old new laptop, not the new old laptop. There we go. The new old laptop that really kind of does the weird jittery thing. I might have an augment on that to get it working, but it might just be a case where I simply just tough it off on eBay as a working but only okay laptop. Just to get it out of my hair, and I probably might have to find myself with a new laptop. I don't want to really play with a Chromebook because they're just too limited. I mean, it's like you look at the abilities on a Chromebook, and it's kind of feeble. I mean, it's really just like, "Hi, I'm the happy face that plugs into Google." No, I don't. No, I don't want just a computer that's just a stupid terminal plugging into Google. All right, that isn't everything that I want the thing to do online. No, you can use Google Files, Google Cloud, Google this, Google that, YouTube this, that, and the other thing. Google. No, not feeling it. I'm not going to do that. All right, not. No. Why? Because
Put that thing back where it came from, or so help me.
okay, sound guy, I do not have what you just said I have, okay? No, that is not the situation.
And thing sucks.
All right, anyway, sound guy's going off the rails again. Yipes. Just yipes. Wow. Scrolly. Oh, this is something that is near and dear to my heart. If they do this, I am going to be a very, very stoked dude. I will tell you what. So I would say bring on the katsudon and other Japanese yummies. Japan is now kicking around the idea of making Japanese-style 7-Elevens. Oh, my stars and garters. You want to talk about something that's going to be the bomb? That's not what I meant, sound guy. All right, so the Japanese parent company of 7-Eleven is betting billions of dollars they can expand their business in U.S. by making its convenience stores like the food meccas they are in Japan. Please, because right now the offerings that they have is sucky hot dogs, crappy sandwiches, oh yeah, nachos that absolutely suck, pizza that's barely, and then they basically have tons and tons of rows of American crap food in the packages. Guys, no, you got to have something better than that coming down the pike because that sucks. It's got to be better, man. It's got to be better. Bring out something better, and the people will come. Now, there's actually a couple of different convenience stores that are big names, obviously, in Japan. Everybody goes, oh, yeah, 7-Eleven. That's not the big name. The big name for convenience stores in Japan is actually a place, company, entity called Lawson. Lawson is bigger, and then I think the other one is like Family Market or something like that. So 7-Eleven is actually in the middle wrong. It's not the biggest. Lawson is bigger. However, 7-Eleven is like the most notable, obviously, because we have it here in the United States. Martina Sasquatch. Oh, yeah. Italian Job sandwich and their Thanksgiving sandwich with stuffing. Yeah. Oh, absolutely, man. Yeah, that would be absolutely freaking amazing if, like, they do that. And I wouldn't say that they're probably going to go, oh, let's go straight to New York City and build that up first because, no, that sound guy, no, it's not going to be built up in New York first to make it just... Oh, are you showing enthusiasm, sound guy? Oh, so, okay, oh, no. I said Japanese style 7-Eleven and sound guy was like, Okay, that's what he was going on about. He was reading ahead on Facebook and he saw that article. Oh, I am not looking into the sound booth, okay? I'm not. I'm not. Because him walking around sporting, poke out, I don't need to see, okay? I really don't need to see. Ugh. Him walking around sporting, okay? Now. Oh, okay. On this episode of Men on Viagra, we have Sound Guy walking around sporting a tent in his khakis, thinking he's the bad man on campus. Dude, put that thing back where it came from, or so help me. So help me. Yeesh. Wow. Mm. Oh, you just sent me an instant message. You know that ad that you always see late at night that's basically describing like man enabling medications? He decided to see if it really truly works. It does. Yes, it really truly does. Oh, problem for you, dude, is you have no girl. Yeah, that was me hitting that one. You got no girl to show that off to. Yeah. And you know how long that stuff lasts? 40 minutes to 90 minutes. You're going to be walking around sporting a tent, trying to find a comfortable seating position, going, ow, this is not good. Yeah. Yeah. You forgot about that stuff when it really, truly takes effect. This one, this is going to be one of those songs of I've really done it to myself. Yeesh. Okay, I don't think I saw this one or not, but there's a comic series that literally was on the first comic, starting into the second comic, and was called the Red Hood. So the DC comic series was going to be from obviously the monster secondary from Marvel DC Comics was it was going to be called Red Hood. Now the thing about it is the person that was doing the shtick was somebody by the name of Gretchen Felker Martin, a trans person. Hang on a second here. I got this one, Sound Guy. I got to dig deep into it. But we're talking about a
X, Y, Z, P, D, Q, O, U, 812.
Oh, you touch my tra-la-la. My ding-ding-dong.
So yeah, this person decided that they were going to be really just
X, Y, Z, P, D, Q, O, U, 812.
yeah, just no, it's it's a person that has okay, I don't even know if they have an OEO. I know that they might be okay, I think that they're male transitioning to female, okay? So they wouldn't have the no, they wouldn't have an OEO, all right? No, they would have well what you were complaining about earlier having, okay? Mr. B-owner. Mr. B-owner. You'd be complaining about having Mr. B-owner. Now stop that. Stop that. X-Files equals copyright hit. We're not playing more than a blip of that at all, okay? We're just not. We're not, okay? Anyway, so this person.
Whoa, commentary. Yeah.
All right, so this person is asking, DC is asking all the comic shops across the globe read like the entire blanking planet. Wow. To send them back all the copies of Red Hood issue number 1 instead of continuing to sell them. This comes after DC fired writer Gretchen Felker Martin for celebrating the untimely demise. I'm really not using the M-erder word of American political activist and author Charlie Kirk. Comic shop owners have agreed to DC's order to send them back where they came from. Refunds are eligible with a receipt copy of your in-store purchase. Oh, my stars and garters. You want to talk about something that really came back to bite them in the ass? Wow. I am sure, absolutely sure, that DC is beyond pissed at this point. And they're saying on no uncertain terms, on your resume, please put on here that you were fired unceremoniously because you are a dirtbag. Wow. Unbelievable amount of just absolute bad judgment on your part to throw that stuff out there and try to make it such that you had to say stupid things under the veil of a corporate entity. Yeah, so she got a bad, she, he, them, whatever he wants to call. Yeah, that person, okay? That just... Yeah, that kind of person. So anyway, come back, bite her in the butt. Let's see. Scrolly. I just got so many of these stories. I'm trying not to go too stupid here, but these guys really have just written their own just corporate employment epitaphs. So much so that even Stephen King posted something out there saying something bloody ignorant. How could you say these things without having good information? Yeah, well, what did he say? Stephen King said that Charlie Kirk was advocating, quote unquote, stoning gays. Just give me 1 second here, like, like, early biblical times type stuff, stoning those people who literally fallen afoul of society. Everybody basically grabs rocks, throws rocks at them until they, succumb to their injuries. Charlie Kirk never said that. And he was like, okay, well, this is looking really bad for me, and it's going to blow up in my face. I apologize. Dude, no. that bird ain't gonna fly. Nice try. Not gonna happen. And essentially, you have written your own corporate goodbye. So, yeah. So, Stephen King, we've known for a very, very, very long time, you are unbelievably hard left. Well, really, truly didn't care, but dude, you basically did it to yourself. And you possibly have just completely roasted what's left of your career. You're not a young guy anymore, okay? He's pretty much roasted whatever chance he had of a continuing career writing books for general consumption of, general population. But let's just do something really fast here, really simple, stupid, and easy. Stephen King. He's 77 years old, okay? So he's not a spring chicken. And how many years does he have left of writing? Well, the other thing, too, is also, if you don't know, he actually was critically injured years ago when he was walking around trying to get his head clear for writing or some such, but he resides in the state of Maine. Now, obviously, it was probably like a really twisty, curvy, 2-lane blacktop, walking down the roadway, and he was struck by a vehicle and critically injured, and obviously did a hard recovery, but there's unknown amounts of, head bumpage, so we don't know what's going on with that guy. Whether it was just a bad case of him having horrible judgment as a raging lefty, or is it also like old injuries coming back to bite him in the tuchus? Yeah, it may be that.
Oh my.
Yeah, so he kind of has done it to himself, critically, financially, employment-wise. Wow. Scrolly. This one is a meme, but I found it so absolutely hilarious. It's like it's one of those things where former service guys look at it and just start rolling on the floor. There is in the MRE pouches, there is a bag, and literally you rip the top off the bag, and it's got like one of those Ziploc things where you can close it back up again. So literally what you do is you rip the top off, you open it up, you dump in some water, you close it up, and you shake it, and it becomes basically like a milkshake. Well, one of these ones was Irish cream cappuccino instant powder. Well, if you know that stuff, you know that stuff, and it literally can clean you out when you're having a bad backup with MREs in the first place. But the meme was, found out that if you make the MRE cappuccino with Red Bull, you hit your entire ass. Now, anybody in the service would know, yeah, you don't mix those two things together ever. It's like nitroglycerin and mixing it up with hydrochloric acid. It's just not going to work out for you. Oh, man. Scrolly. I just got so many of these Charlie Kirk things where people have said stupid stuff, and it's just gone not good for them at all. I mean, it's now a case where they literally had to knock down that website that I posted up in the chat room because they knew if they didn't get rid of it, yeah, and it's not like they have a DeLorean. It's not like they have a DeLorean sitting outside ready to drive back in time. What are you doing? Anyway, so sound guys shooting stuff. So there's been numbers of people that have done this to themselves. There was a girl, I'm going to say girl. I'm not going to say woman. I'm going to say girl, okay? A 9/11 emergency dispatcher who worked for Nashville. The Nashville Department of Communications as a 911 operator posting public stuff about Charlie Kirk. And that's all I'm going to say about that one. Let's just say... yeah, she pretty much, grenaded her own career, as it were, okay?
This is my boomstick!
Stop, sound guy. Stop. It's going to cost us a lot to fix the problems he's making for us. Anyway, so she basically went on Twitter and said something really stupid in public forum, and then probably had a moment of thought and said, delete. Remember that part where I said you can't delete anything off the internet? Yeah, she wound up now job hunting because they said, you know what? You're fired. Yeah, they just were not playing with her anymore, and I think her career is now pretty much attained critical mass after her being critical ass, and it's not gone out for any but way, shape, and form.
You're fucking fired, Bob!
Oh my.
Yeah, she definitely screwed the pooch. Definitely screwed the pooch. Okay, all right, that was interesting. Anyway, so she basically did it to herself. I'm not going to name this person, but let's just say she's a dumbass. Wow, complete and total, absolute dumbass. Speaking of other dumbasses, this one is kind of one of those innocent bystander things. Wow. Okay, so there's a guy. He wanted to do a candlelight vigil for Charlie Kirk at a church, I believe it was. So he went to an Office Depot and said, "Hey, can you print this poster up for me?" Came back later on and he's like, "Okay, I'm ready to get the poster now." And they're like, "Yeah, we didn't print it." It's like, "Why not?" And they're like, "Well, that's propaganda." It's like, wait a minute, that's not propaganda. It's just a picture of a guy with, birth and, ending of life dates. That's not propaganda. The chick's like, oh no, that's propaganda. He's like, can I talk to your manager? And the chick goes, I am the manager here. This is the assistant manager. We're not going to print this because we assume that it's going to be propaganda. So we're not going to print this for you. So literally what happened was the guy then goes, oh, okay. So he contacted corporate. Corporate got involved and they said, okay, you don't get to edit what other people's stuff is unless it's pornography. You don't get to tell people what can and cannot be printed unless it's something that falls under trademark rules and it's trademarked and you cannot print it. You don't get to edit other people's lives. You are fired. Oh, assistant manager, you agreed with her. You also. Now, here's the part that sucks. There was a third guy there who really had nothing to do with the conversation. He just happened to be there working, and corporate was like, you know what? Sorry, bud.
You're fucking fired, Bob!
Oh my.
So everybody on shift. Hit canned. Done. Office Depot posted a statement on social media following the encounter saying, quote, it's deeply concerned by the incident and the employees involved no longer work for the company. The entire shift. Done. Duck. Wow. Scroll. This one I can see absolutely is positively happening. And, I'm going to make this the last time I'm talking about these idiots. But so supposedly a guy who was an American Airlines pilot, somebody that's in charge of a couple $100 million worth of merchandise, 200 to 300 people sitting behind him, encountering situations where they have to take charge and be responsible for really insanely expensive mess ups and avoiding them. This idiot decided that was the time to say, hi, I really truly think that Charlie Kirk was an XYZ. Dude, and I'm not saying XYZ PDQ OU812. I'm just saying XYZ as an example. A commercial pilot for American Airlines has officially been terminated after making insensitive and inappropriate remarks about the ending of Charlie Kirk. So, a man entrusted with hundreds of lives in the sky, joking about someone's violent ending on the ground, unacceptable, unprofessional, inexcusable. Screenshots of his comments quickly spread across social media, sparking outrage and calls for accountability. American Airlines has now confirmed he is no longer employed by the company, and, quote, you don't have to disagree, you don't have to agree with someone's views, but celebrating it, that's not freedom of speech, that's a total lack of humanity. Words have consequences, even at 30,000 feet. Okay, I'm pretty sure he wasn't making these stupid comments when he was flying. He waited until he got on the ground. It was like, you know what? Now's a perfectly good time to say something really stupid about this guy. Yeah, so it could be said he kind of truly did it to himself. Let's see, what else we got going on here? What else did he do? Oh, I'm sure he was standing around going, that wasn't the one I wanted. Stop! Okay, I think he's done, sound guy. He can only jump once. All right? Once. He can only jump once. But he could be standing around looking at his termination paperwork and going, yeah, I'm sure he was doing all over the place. Anyway, Oh, jeez. He's really mad that he lost his job. Okay. Problem solved. Wow. Okay. This one, I don't know if you guys saw this one or not. This one is either absolutely hilarious or complete breach of human trust upon somebody else trying to have a good time. I cannot do this one justice. This is hilarious, but maybe in the wrong way. Okay, there's now a problem in San Francisco. There's people running around with OD kits of Narcan. So basically, if you find somebody and they're overdosing on, I guess you would say probably like fentanyl or heroin or, some other, obviously narcotic or something on, really insanely strong depressants. If they're going down, you take the Narcan, stick it in their nose, actuate it, and within 30 to 60 seconds, they're going, and they're waking up. The buzz is gone, and they're going, I'm sober. Yeah, you're sober. Well, anyway, what's going on in San Francisco? They are sick of people getting doped up and crashing out on their property. So, what are these guys doing? They are attack Narcan guys, and they're making the people high, not OD, and giving them shock sober squirts and ruining their buzz. So some drug users in San Francisco are saying residents are using Narcan on them when they're sleeping and not overdosing to bring withdrawal symptoms and try to move them off the street. Oh, you're not going to enjoy your buzz here, buddy. That's wasted effort. I'm sober. Yeah, you're sober. What do you think, bud? You going to hang out here and try to score some more drugs? Because we got plenty of Narcan. Come on, go ahead. Get some more Narcan in you. Then you won't have any buzz at all. So literally that's what these guys are doing is they're running around and going, up, you're high, you're passed out. And the guy's going, ah! So they're freaking out because they're shock sober and they're now complaining that people are ruining their buzz. If you're crashed out on my property and you are completely tweaked out, dude, you're getting the Narcan, you're getting sober. Lysander Spooner would not approve. Oh man, I don't know the reference on that one, Martina Sasquatch. You have to elaborate on that one. Let's see. Scrolly. So yeah, the attack Narcan guys. Oh man. Scrolly. Scroll. Got too many memes about Charlie Kirk. Scroll. Oh, my stars and guards. Oh, yeah, this is a good story. Not in the right way, man. Not in the right way. So, a Royal Caribbean cruise ship, also known as Wonder of the Seas. I think it's either the next to newest or the newest one of the Oasis class of cruise ships. Now, the Oasis cruise ship is roughly, oh God, it's big, man. I've been on two of them. I've been on the Allure and I've been on Oasis of the Seas. The Oasis of the Seas was the very, very first one, hence the first boat of any ship class. It's named after that boat. So the Oasis was the very first one. The Allure, I think, was second or third. I forget which. Because I know it's like Oasis, Allure, Symphony, Wonder of the Seas, and I think there's two or three others, or the sixth one is being built right now, or it's planned to be built. So there's either 4 or 5 of those boats that are currently in the world's oceans. Now I've been on that boat. And it's one of these boats where you're walking around, and you get to the end of the boat, and you look down at the map, and you go, ah, crap, it's on the other end. So you basically have to turn around, you got to walk 10 minutes to the other end of the boat. So it's literally, the overall length of this thing was like 1180, like 1,180 feet. So almost 100 feet short of a quarter mile. Absolutely freaking massive. Now, to give you some idea of the scale of these things, the scale on this boat is so big that literally it's like the aircraft carriers that we currently have in the U.S. Navy. It's one of those boats with one of those other boats on top. So it's literally 2 aircraft carriers in terms of mass, length, and height. Absolutely freaking ridiculous. Has an ice skating rink, has a park, has water shows, zip lines, all kinds of water tube things. It's ridiculous to get on board these things. There's 1, 2, 3, 4 theaters or something in there. Probably 30 restaurants. It's just ridiculous. Anyway, so way, shape, and form, which this thing is, it is absolutely a massive boat. 6,400 people, I think, full up for double occupancy. So 6,400 people on board with a crew of 2,300, I think it is. Almost 10,000 people, literally on this piece of the water that is like a small town. So, a lot of people, a lot of stuff going on, absolutely massive piece of construction, and they sail out normally in the ports in Florida because of their size. So, one of these boats had a little encounter, shall we say, and let's just say it was very not good. Anyway, so this is going to be titled, How to Get Banned from Life from Any Cruise Ship Ever, Ever, Ever Again. This is how you get banned. So, the Royal Caribbean cruise ship Wonder of the Seas returned to Port Miami, so literally the Miami cruise terminal, on Monday evening after an onboard flight left several guests injured and required emergency response. Okay, anytime you can turn a boat around because somebody's so jacked up, it's going to cost them money, and they're not going to be happy about it, and everybody else on board is going to go, you are a blanking a-hole. You have ruined my vacation, because obviously we turned around, we didn't go to these other places we were intended to go. You screwed up my cruise. So, the incident happened on the ship's 4-day Bahamas cruise. That's obviously one of the shorter ones, which departed from Miami on September 15. The line confirmed that the team of medical care to adult guests were involved in an altercation on board, and guests were being treated for their injuries. Notified local authorities and working closely with them. At this ongoing investigation, we have no more information to share at this time. Translation, they got into a big old fisticuff. Somebody got jacked up. The Miami-Dade Fire Rescue confirmed that the personnel responded for a medical call at the 1000 block of North American Way, which is the cruise terminal. The area of the cruise terminal where the ship was docked following an unscheduled return. Remember that part where I said everybody's pissed off because you screwed up their ride? They came back early because a couple people got really, really jacked up, and they couldn't keep them in good enough stead on board the medical suite. And oh yeah, that's something else. If you get messed up on the boat, yes, there's medical care. How much is it going to cost? A lot. A lot. Anytime that the doctor has to do something on a passenger, freaking ching. It is going to hurt. And I don't mean physically. I mean it is going to hurt. Big time. They're going to grab you by the... No, the sound guy, no. They're going to grab you by the... big time grab you by the... Yeah, big time. They're going to grab you by that and just... No, it's not meow. It's... Yeah, they're going to grab you hard by the... Well, you know, that. Why? Because they can. So anyway, passengers on board reported the fight took place near the pool deck. There's many pools on board that boat. One witness described seeing the people rushing to the pool area before the children's pool was quickly roped off. Oh, they fell into the children's pool, obviously. Later, the captain announced the ship was turning back due to a guest requiring hospitalization. That sounds like head injury to me. I love this guy's name. Doug Quixote. That's the guy's name. Not Don, but Doug. Doug Quixote. A passenger currently sailing aboard posted on X. Ship had to turn around and go back to port because of a medical emergency. Cabin next door says there was a fight at the pool and appears somebody was injured bad enough to require hospitalization. Social media comments from guests confirmed the law enforcement boarded the vessel upon arrival to Miami. Translation, what happens is the boat docks. The ramp comes down. Nobody walks off that boat. The cops come on, and they basically then secure the persons responsible, and they get walked off. because it is not going to be a good day on that boat because they have an interaction with the cops, and the cops are going to say, dude, you really shouldn't have done that because now we got you dead to rights, and buddy, you're going to get it. You're going to get it bad. Oh, you're definitely going to get it. So anyway, yeah, the cops come on board, and on this episode of Cops on a Boat, your ass is going to the slam. All right, so anyway, okay, enough of that sound, guy. Pause. So anyway, the cops come on board, and they literally don't let anybody off the boat. So trust me, there's only a couple ways to get off the boat if you're a passenger. Trust me on that one. There's only a couple ways to get off. So if the cops come on board, you're not getting off. Short of jumping off the side, you're not getting off the boat if the cops are coming on board. And they will tell you in no uncertain terms, these people are secured. Boat security has got them locked up in their cabin, or they're in, and yes, the boats do have these, they are in the quote-unquote jail. And yes, they actually do have a jail on board the boat. They are in the jail, and the cops come, clink them up with the handcuffs, take them out, and they get, walked. Yeah, they get walkies. Because as soon as the cops come on board, they just go, you're coming with me, sucker. And so no uncertain terms, they are busted. They're the first guys to get off the boat, by the way, mind you. After the injured guy gets transported, the people involved who aren't injured, they get walkies. Yeah, so that's what happens on that one. There were a bunch of cops on the pier, and a bunch of people got off with their luggage. Others speculated about the seriousness of the injuries and the reason a helicopter evacuation had not been used. Well, obviously the guy was jacked up, but not so jacked up. But jacked up enough, they literally turned the boat around. Oh, wow. And that's the thing, too, is when you get on board and you sign off on the cruise, you know, I'm on the cruise and I'm signing off on, caution, boat might have to turn around, boat might have to make the cruise short, boat might have to go to another destination and let you off. If something breaks on the boat that then kills the ability for the boat to keep running, you then get knocked off the length of that cruise to another destination. Now, if you're smart, you have got your passport. If you're not smart, you don't have your passport. Well, to get on board the boat, you got to have your passport, so don't even worry about that one. Anyway, so that's the reason why you have the passport, is you never know if there's a situation that happens, and you don't stop at an American island, you have to stop at a foreign nation's island, and of course then get transmitted back to the United States, not with a transporter. But you get, you get some form of transportation back to the mainland, okay? That's how that one works. So anyway, I wish we had transporters.
He's dead, Jim.
I think the transporter works, sound guy. Sound guy, Star Trek never had the toilet flush, and it never mind. Anyway, so these guys basically got a free case of walkies, and the cops weren't playing, and you're not sailing anymore. I think I'm gonna make this the last one. There is now a gun rights update in these United States. How cool is it that this is going on? I cannot begin to tell you, but as of right now, we're looking at 90% of U.S. states now have open carry. Wow, how cool is that? What are you doing? All right, so anyway, 90% of U.S. states now have open carry. Okay, yeah, thanks, sound guy, chime. Number of states banning open carry of firearms has again been reduced to only 5. Before 2022, it was 4, But New Jersey criminalized open carry even with a permit in 2022. New Jersey permit requirements and processes of obtaining a permit are now being challenged in the courts. Connecticut banned open carry in 2023, making 6 states generally allowed open carry. Open carry permit is generally allowed in some rural parts of California. California ban is being challenged by the Ninth Circuit. So it goes back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Currently, we are looking at, hang on a second here, let me open this up in a new window. And we are looking at currently, California has permits in only certain areas. Illinois has no open carrier whatsoever. New York has no open carrier whatsoever. Connecticut has no open carrier whatsoever. New Jersey doesn't. DC doesn't. And obviously, you need to have a carry permit in South Carolina, in my suck-ass state of Maryland, in Minnesota, and obviously in Hawaii. However, the vast amount of these United States is open carry. So literally, you could start in West Virginia, and you could drive all the way across these United States, going up and down, loop all around, do a sine wave wherever you wish. And the only places that you really couldn't do open carry would be Illinois and Minnesota. And if you decide to go north to New England, you wouldn't be able to do it in New York or Connecticut or in New Jersey. But once you're beyond there, obviously you would have to have a carry permit in Massachusetts. But in Vermont, New Hampshire, and Maine, you have open carry without a permit. That is cool. So what's that actually come down to? In terms of the actual states where you don't need any permit at all, so what's that? California, Minnesota, Illinois, New York, Connecticut, New Jersey, Washington, D.C., Maryland, and South Carolina. Every place else, have a blast. And I'm sure South Carolina might actually flip over before too terrible long. But, if you got a permit from like Utah or something like that, that's most of these United States. Florida actually is a pretty decent carry permit as well. My suck-ass state of Maryland, it is what it is. We're stuck doing what they do because, well, it's just how they are in my state. What can you really truly say about that one? But it just is how it is. Let's see. Anything else jumping out at me? No. So let me say, before I end the video, dog's coming down for dinner. Oh, man. So let me punch that up in the room. Good stuff like that there. Anything else jumping out at me? I don't believe so. Let me see here. Just doing some administrative stuff here. Sound guy got the radio. All right, folks, I'm going to break up with this one. Thank you for hanging out with me. You got many other things to do to Tuesday. Decide to hang out with me. I give you a gold star for attendance. I will see you next time. Good stuff like that there. I will catch you next time. And hopefully I'll have some better technology, but it does work. So I got to go into that one. All right, folks, I'm going to break up with this one. Eco tip, as always, you know you love it. I will see you guys next week. Good stuff like that there. I will see you then. Catch you guys later. Have a good one, and I will see you later. See you guys.